what, Adrian?
Yes.
It's another one.
I'm ready for it.
It's absolutely another one.
I gotta say right away from coming in here, I love the decor.
Yes.
I love the contrasting colors and like the seafood
great?
popping off over there. I mean the artwork right behind me. I mean it's just a lot of
It's
vibrancy.
Wow. It has that wow factor to it on there. No, but I gotta tell you, that wall back there with all the authentic Brazilian artwork and looks like some ancient kind of things that are on there.
You get a sense of the culture right away.
Yep, absolutely on that. Well, hey, Adrian, again, I want to thank you for being part of the Oxnard International Food Restaurant Week, I should say. Guess what, Adrian?
We're at it again.
We're at it again. I gotta love what we do. But guess what? Where are we today?
Moqueca Brazilian cuisine.
I love that, you guys. This is absolutely wonderful. And if anyone doesn't know where it is, Moqueca is out in the Channel Islands Harbor.
Beautiful setting, beautiful view.
I'm telling you, we're overlooking the boats over here, and actually behind us, you see some of the harbor and the fishing boats and stuff. I mean, what an absolute great location. I mean, during the day, it's unbelievable looking out here. But hey, I got to tell you, Adrian, what we're doing and going around to the Oxnard International Restaurant Week is, highlighting all the different restaurants. And like I say, for us today being here at Moqueca's Brazilian cuisine, it's phenomenal.
Right.
But I want you to talk a little bit about kind of what you see here and kind of give us a little background on this and kind of see what we can do.
I think what I want to say is just by looking at this bowl of goodness right now, I think it's right away, what we're celebrating is this whole local thing.
Yeah.
And for me, looking at something as beautiful as this shows us we don't have to drive to LA, we don't have to drive to Santa Barbara if we don't want to. You can get something that's high quality, that's delicious, that's inviting.
It's not as inviting. To me, this is such comfort food to me. And me coming with my family and stuff, this is what I would absolutely love to see.
It's in our backyard.
It's absolutely in our backyard. Now, a little bit about Moqueca is kind of what our understanding is. It's a kind of for lack of a better term, it's kind of a fish stew, right?
Yeah, apparently the big part of it is this clay pot that they get really hot. And it's almost like the explanation I heard, it reminded me almost of like a sofrito, the garlic, the onion, the spices, the tomato, then the seafood and the broth, and it just pretty much cooks in this, and then they bring it out and it's bubbling. Almost reminds me like kind of when you go to a Thai restaurant, you get that soup.
Oh yeah.
But this is just more rustic and welcoming.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What I loved is we're going to have Gloria, the owner, come out and actually kind of give us an idea of what we're actually eating. But just what I can see here is all definitely the fish, the shrimp.
Cilantro.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
The plantains over there, and look at this yuca chips.
If anybody doesn't know, what is a yuca chip?
It's this huge root vegetable. You have to cook it down, and then you turn it into this. And I've already had one. I stuck one without anyone watching.
Same here.
They are cooked to perfection. Super crispy on the outside and nice and fluffy on the inside.
And what we were told by Gloria, who she's going to come out, but here the clients, or I would say the Americans come out here and they always want to put ketchup on everything, but this is definitely being a Brazilian French fry, you don't put ketchup with it.
I recommend no ketchup, I'm sorry, but I'm going to
It definitely has a nice meaty flavor. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring out Gloria, the owner of Moqueca, and she's going to kind of give us a little background on her culture in general and kind of what she's bringing us, and she can explain to us. But hey, Gloria, go ahead, have you come on out here and we'll have you come in. But let me have you take my seat.
Sit next to me.
Oh yeah, have her come sit next to me. Come on.
And then also you can tell us about these nice,
wonderful drinks.
Cocktails that we've been having too.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the caipirinhas.
Caipirinhas.
This is the most popular drink in Brazil.
I tell you, as you noticed, I took a little bit when you were talking to Adrian, and this is wonderful. What do I have here?
Okay, we have limes, fresh limes, squeeze. We squeeze the limes with the cachaça. It's a Brazilian rum.
Okay. Very good.
Ice. In this case, we have passion fruit. That one is the plain with limes. But it is a refreshing drink, so this is the reason because it's so popular in Brazil. Because Brazil is a really, warm weather, so it goes really well.
It reminds me almost like an aperitif. So you can come in and have this right away, and it kind of gets you excited.
Yes.
It's a palate cleanser.
Yes, it kind of clean, your
Oh, I like that. Just clean everything.
So when
I love that.
get the food, you can feel the flavor.
Can you kind of tell us what we have here? Kind of what what we're looking at and what we can't wait to taste.
This is a Brazilian traditional dish from northeast of Brazil, from the coast of Brazil. Usually, here in the United States, you have a lot of Brazilian restaurants, but they are steakhouses.
Yep.
Very popular in south of Brazil, because south of Brazil they have a lot of cattle, so they have lots of meat.
But this is your specialty.
Yes, our specialty is seafood.
Very
And this is the traditional way of having seafood in my city, in my state, in northeast of Brazil. We have a community of ladies called paneleiras. They make those clay pots with the clay from the swamps. And they make this color with the tinino, is a plant.
Okay.
So they make their lives, their money, making those clay pots. They export all around the world. You know,
For these
Europe,
types of, yeah.
United States, Canada, they have a lot, they sell a lot of those pots.
Can I ask you, you named your restaurant Moqueca, but what actually is Moqueca? We were kind of talking a little bit about it. But,
Is it the dish, the clay pot, or
no,
both?
it's the dish.
The
The dish is called moqueca. The pot is called panela de barro.
Panela de barro.
Barro
You're going to remember that one,
clay.
right? You'll
Barro
remember.
is clay in Portuguese.
Okay,
yeah.
you remember that one.
So, the traditional moqueca is cooked in a clay pot. If you cook in a regular pan, it's not
not
moqueca.
moqueca.
It is fish stew.
moqueca.
It's not moqueca. Moqueca is in a clay pot. This is the, and we named the restaurant with the name of the dish, moqueca, because we most serve moqueca
Shove it on there. Yeah, if you can kind of give us an idea, well, I mean, I can definitely see the fish and the shrimp, but what do we have actually in here, and what are we looking at? What is the flavor that we're trying to get from this?
And what is the broth? It looks so creamy.
Yes, yes. We cook the moqueca from the scratch. We put the pot in the stove and we start. We put olive oil, garlic, onions, cook a little bit, then add tomatoes, cook a little bit, then add cilantro. Then we put the seafood. The seafood has juicy. So when the juice of the seafood mixes with the sauce, and we squeeze some fresh limes, no lime juice, fresh limes. And in the end, we put a splash of coconut milk. So all those flavors with the juicy of the seafood gives a flavor, very, very special flavor. Okay?
Well, Gloria, I see this meal coming in, and who's this gentleman that's bringing it in?
Oh, yes.
What's his name?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, and then he's your son.
Yes.
I know there. It's a family
This
business.
is a family business. Yes, a small family
That
business.
is very nice.
Feijoada.
So I'm sorry, what is this one?
Feijoada.
Wow.
Can I tell you a story about
Absolutely.
the feijoada? Feijoada is the traditional black beans stew from Brazil. And it is funny because we have pieces here, meat, beef, sausage, bacon, and pork pieces.
So this is like
I love the bacon
bowl,
sandwich.
right?
And there is a tradition about this. We had in Brazil slaves, you know? You had here too.
Right.
And in Brazil, the slaves, they have that separate house they used to live. And when they, for example, kill a pork,
Okay.
the good pieces would go to
The owner,
house.
the big house.
and the other pieces, you know, the bad pieces, would go to the slaves. So they start cooking this with the black beans in a big
So
pot.
so the black beans is what's giving it the color.
Yes.
Okay.
And they used to cook it outside in a big pot for all of them.
Wow.
And the owner walking.
Tasty, and he's like, hey.
He's like, why don't we have that in the main house, right? Why don't we have that in the main house?
And he came, what is this? This is the pieces of meat
that you gave us.
he said, I wanted this.
Nice.
So this
So
is
that's
the
just what
tradition of the
introduced.
feijoada. So
That's
everybody in
nice.
Brazil has feijoada. Everybody loves feijoada. And it is something that you usually eat on the weekends.
Right.
Because
So-
it's kind of heavy, you
They
know?
have it shown a little bit. Sorry, it's going to so the camera can see that. Whoa. Guys,
So this
down
is
there, look at
almost
that.
like Brazilian soul food, this dish here.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like
So a lot
that.
of love goes
It
into
really
it.
does.
Slow
Yes,
cooking
yes.
and
Oh,
taking
our
something
food,
that's
yes,
unwanted and
our
making it
food
better.
has history, you know?
Yeah.
Our food
Wow,
has
look at
history.
this.
Yes.
Story
Oh.
of the food.
Adrian, you know, you got to love again what we do. This is unbelievable. Again, I talk about it, the smell-o-vision, guys. This is unbelievable. You know, I mean, look at the meat in here. Look at this. So, but if you can also tell us about, now, with eating this, right, we're going to eat it with the rice, I'm
Rice,
assuming on
yes,
that.
yes.
But then you also highlight the Brazilian with the plantain.
Plantains. We have plantains with almost everything, you know?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes. we also have it as a dessert, you know?
Yeah.
Fried plantains, sugar, and cinnamon on top.
Oh, God.
Good.
Oh man,
And
this
a
is
carpaña.
and a cut to hand. Yeah, absolutely. And so then in front of us here, as he can see with the camera, is explain to us what we have,
Okay. This is the Brazilian chili called malagueta.
which we use with the toast, with the
this
little
is
pieces.
the tapanade you use with the toast. You
Okay.
serve it always the tapanade with the toast. But this chili is really special for seafood. You
Okay.
know, you put in your plate some rice, some seafood on top, and 1 or 2 drops of the
Of the
malagueta oil. It's really good.
Now you said the flavor the other. I mean, it's a little bit.
I know you're trying.
Yeah, no,
Let's
absolutely. We will
try.
try. We will try. Let's absolutely
Let's
try.
have you jump in with us.
Have me a plate over there, and we'll go.
I can't wait to dive in. I like spicy food, so I'm really looking forward to
But
trying.
here you understood, no
Just
spicy
very
here. No
So we need to eat
spicy
this
at
with the
all.
rice. We need to. So let me
Yeah.
reach in, grab a little bit of rice. Let me actually, Adrian, let me see your plate, and I'll
Thank
just
you.
pass it on.
Appreciate it.
Let me pass it on
All right.
Now let me serve you.
Thank you
as
very
I'm
much.
as I'm making a mess.
Oh wow. The coconut milk makes it almost like look like a curry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
But it's not at all. It smells awesome. Oh wow.
Oh, let's get some of that meat in there. Come on,
I
Gloria.
am putting the shrimp and let's put
Big chunk of fish.
a piece of
Now, what kind of
too.
fish is it? What are we looking at? Is it just like a white fish? I mean, what are we?
This, we like white fish, okay? This one is local, fresh, shark fresher.
Oh, very
Yes,
nice. Very,
yes,
very nice.
it is. Taste it.
I will.
Hey, I'm tasting it, man.
I gotta say,
Absolutely.
I love thresher shark. It's got that real meaty, almost steaky.
Yes, and the
kind of
white
thing.
meat. I like the white fish, you know.
Ooh, it's a little hot. Here we go.
It is still hot, no?
No.
It's here for almost 15 minutes. And it's still hot. The pot keeps it hot.
Guys, the
The whole
tenderness,
thing.
the flavor of the meat, the sauce is unbelievable, you guys.
It's extremely, the fish is so fresh. When you get really good high quality fresh seafood, there's a subtle sweetness, and that is, I mean, it's like you got caught today. You know?
Yes, it's really
amazing.
fresh. It's local shark.
Wow, this is unbelievable. I'm definitely gonna continue to eat this, but let me have some of this,
Oh yeah.
and I definitely want to see back.
In English, we call this pot of goodness.
But,
Oh, yes? In Portuguese, we call it feijoada.
Feijoada.
Fish
Yes.
water, is that what it is?
Feijoada.
Now, in general, what is the sausage? Is it like a hot dog? I mean, is that what we're looking at? What
No,
kind
no,
of-
no, 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 no.
Or a Brazilian,
It's Brazilian sausage.
It's amazing.
In
The-
Brazil, we
the-
call calabresa. You
The
know.
flavor of all the cuts of the meat kind of went into the broth.
Yes.
And it's just this one awesome
And the
pork flavor.
This is so
and
nice.
the black beans makes it the
Kind of thick.
broth thick. It's thickening.
Yes.
This is
Very
nice.
nice.
Well, Gloria, I got to tell you, what a wonderful dish, or dishes, I should say. What a great story for everything. And that's one thing I like about with food is I'm coming to know this. Like I said, I like food. I don't know much about food. So to hear your story about the food, where it comes from, there's love in it. And to me, this is the wholesome kind of, comfort food again, is how I'm looking at it.
Yes.
So,
and
oh, no, go on.
I like people eating the food and knowing what they are
What they're eating.
You know, the history and everything.
Absolutely.
My servers, they all try the food and we explain everything so they know
So they can
how
tell
to
you.
Know
eat.
that on there.
Yeah.
Because it's not just the food, it's the tradition, the
It's a
the
history, it's a
history.
culture.
Yes.
Everything, it's you're taking
We are
in
not,
part of,
we are
part
not.
of life.
So what do you
we are
think?
not just selling food,
No.
you know.
So, Adrian, what do you think in general? I mean, this is something that you can see taking some of the recipes and going around with it? No?
I gotta say, it's almost become cliche, but no less untrue that love is a key ingredient,
Yeah.
and there's a whole lot of love in this. It
This
takes it
is
right
great.
away.
This is great.
Takes it right
Well,
away.
Gloria, I want to thank you for allowing us to sit down here and highlight everything about your restaurant and then us having the food. What I want to do is just kind of, again, thank you, Adrian. Thank you for us sitting down here and enjoying it. And again, I want to point out that this is Moqueca Restaurant in Oxnard, the Brazilian restaurant out at the Channel Islands Harbor. And we are celebrating the the Oxnard International Restaurant Week. Let's talk about a little bit about the food that we're eating. We both have kind of eaten a little bit of it.
Right.
But kind of tell us, when you've tasted, what do you taste? What do you say? What do you?
You know, it's again with the ingredient of love, it's a little bit indescribable. But as far as everything by itself, I mean, this, like I said, I will go back to calling it a pot of goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, if you come in for anything, you have to come in for this. It's just.
Well, I got to tell you, Adrian, you know, we just had a little bit of it with Gloria here, but now we've definitely served ourselves, and I got to tell you, I mean, this is wonderful. But I want you to kind of describe, what do you taste? What am I supposed to be looking for? What kind of flavors that you know about these dishes? You know,
like going back to the pot of pork and black beans, a pot of goodness. I really love that story that she told about it, and you taste that. You taste a history of people having to take what they had and make it better. You know, you're cooking for your family, you're cooking for your children, and in the situation where they might not have the ingredients necessary to do that, and they take something that's very humble and they turn it into something magnificent like this. And this is something that you really have to come and try for yourself, not just take my word for it, because you will taste history. And not only that, it's perfectly seasoned. It's got that nice porky salt.
I was just going to say,
sweet.
You know, anything with bacon is like that. You really, I can taste that smokiness to that. And I got to tell you, everybody, this is unbelievably just if you like bacon.
And I'm really impressed with the fish dish because you taste, I mean, the broth in it. Like she said, the natural juices that come out of it. I taste the ocean. I taste that sweet, slightly nutty part of the coconut that makes it almost like a curry, but yet the spices are so subtle. She's really letting the seafood shine here.
Yes.
And I think that's what you should be tasting. You taste that freshness of that fish.
Absolutely.
Freshness of the shrimp, the light bit of acidity, and I mean, it's just amazing. And you pair it up with, I mean, and the thing is, there's textural contrast here. You have the really crispy plantain, and then it's kind of soft on the inside. So you have a little bit of that with like the beans, the salt and sweet is perfect balance. Same thing with the yuca here. And
I'm reaching over again for another
one.
one. Sorry, I'm
no. And it's the same thing with this. You have that in combination with your rice and your, the seafood, and it's just your palate's not going to get tired. It's like this play of crunchy, soft, juicy, salty, acidity. It's perfectly balanced. It's a great meal.
You know what I want you to do though, just because I want you to taste the peppers.
I
want to see that. I want to
do it.
I'm going to take your word and see how it.
And she only said a drop or two, but let's go.
Put a little bit on there.
A little bit, yeah.
All right, let's see how it works, and then I'll see if I can get some on there.
Spicy test number one.
Yeah, of course you're going to say it's great. That's all I have to.
As I turn red and start sweating. I love it.
Yeah? Okay.
I love it. You got to try it.
I'm actually going to reach the whole thing.
Try it.
And do it on that. So, no, this is great. This is absolutely,
The chili almost has like a dry. Oh, there it is.
now you're scaring me.
It came up out of nowhere.
Now you're scaring me on that.
But she's right about the flavor. Like, even though there's a lot of spice, the flavor is almost like a dried fruit. And it really helps balance out the whole.
I could smell I could smell the peppers. This is wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hey, cheers again. What a great way of ending the evening on there. But again, you guys, Moqueca Brazilian Cuisine Restaurant out at the Channel Islands Harbor. Thank you.